This is the Iowa Weather Report for Tuesday, October 8th, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, we have a trough moving into the Pacific Northwest. The piece of energy that brought our severe weather Friday evening is moving into the Canadian Maritimes and eastern Canada. We have a southwesterly flow aloft. That's going to bring the winds out of the south and west as well, ahead of a low-pressure center that'll be beginning to develop in the Rockies. That'll boost the temperatures into the 70s today, with winds at least 15 to 25 miles per hour and somewhat gusty. That looks to continue even into Wednesday, as the winds will be maybe a tad lighter, maybe 10 to 20, maybe a little bit gusty. A little bit of rain shower activity and maybe a little bit of snow in the mountains of the west, and some rain moving up the east coast as well. That'll be over the mid-Atlantic into New England here on Thursday as the storm system begins to gather strength in the Rockies and the Four Corners region. Still southerly winds, still temperatures in the 70s to near 80 in some places. Finally, on Friday, the storm ejects out to the north and east. It'll be over the North and South Dakota border, with very little moisture to the south and east of it. Will bring only very little chance of some showers and maybe a thunderstorm Friday and even into Saturday. The Gulf will start to open up here Saturday, so there could be a little more rain Saturday, especially in the eastern, maybe third to half of the state, as the low moves well up into Canada and the front begins to dissipate. And you can see that here Sunday. The front really starts to dissipate well off to our east, as the low will be in Hudson Bay, the trailing front through the Great Lakes down into the southern plains and Texas. Temperatures will be cooling off at least into the mid to upper 60s, maybe low 70s, but you can see already the next system beginning to develop from the remnants of the frontal system that'll be decaying over the southern plains and the lower Mississippi River Valley as another disturbance comes in from the west. And you can see that here by a week from today, next Tuesday, you can see some energy moving down with a trough. Another decent piece of energy off the west coast, but the one that's over us is going to bring that moisture that you saw back northward, and you can see we could have some, well, a bit of rain shower activity moving in and out of the state here Tuesday, but you can also see the 540 line diving in from Canada, so it could get quite cool in the middle of next week. Going into that extended period here on October the 19th, it looks like it's going to get much colder. A fairly decent trough with some energy moving through the western Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi River Valley. Another piece of energy out west. But around here, that's going to bring the 540 line into the state. That means some rain or maybe a little bit of flurry activity. The heaviest precipitation will be off to our east at this point, but it's going to look to be much cooler at this point, maybe highs in the 40s, near 50. The end of the forecast, October the 23rd, you can see some energy to our north and west, some over the Canadian Maritimes, ridge pumping up over western Canada, and that's going to drop the cold air that's up in northern Canada straight down at us. And one of the first polar highs, a 1036 millibar high coming through Saskatchewan. That's going to bring the 540 line down. That could mean some rain, some snow in the plains. That could be the first wintry blast this year. Satellite image from last evening, we had the frontal system moving off the east coast with some showers and thunderstorms along it. Some clouds with the next system beginning to gather well off to our west, and clear skies between the two systems. When we take a look at the watch warning map from last evening, we had some wind issues in Montana, a winter weather advisory in the southern Sierra Nevadas, a red flag warning in the plains, and some severe weather moving out of Maine into New Brunswick. When we take a look at the QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, showing any rain around the state, between and maybe about 1/10 and 1/2 inch, heaviest along the east coast with that system, and well off to our west as well.